We are all trapped inside our own heads, and our beliefs and understandings about the world are limited by that perspective. I came out when I was 31, presume that I was gay when I was a teenager, so that's 15, 16 years of pretending this huge part of you doesn't exist, of dreading the subject of sex, and generally feeling like you don't fit in. And then many years later you realize you have to come out, you have to tell people about it at some point. I didn't mean you specifically just then. Sorry, I was just looking at... Sorry, forgive me, I was just gesturing. One has to come out. And when you do, this is my point. If you have any secret, whatever it is, anything that you carry around with you and you think you couldn't possibly tell people, when you finally do, when you finally summon up the courage to get this big thing off your chest, you realize people don't care. They don't care, not really. Not even your best friends, in the nicest way, don't really care. Because they are also trapped inside their own heads. They are the center of their own worlds, and stuff you're saying to them is just some information about you, really. It's all it is. Like what I'm telling you now, it's big stuff for me, for you, it's just some information about me. The novelist David Foster Wallace said, brilliantly, I think, you'll worry a lot less about what other people think of you when you realize how seldom they do. It's very good, but we're terrible at realizing what goes on in other people's heads because we are trapped inside our own, and one consequence of that is that we're particularly bad at realizing how fundamentally similar we all are. So if you're in your 30s, I'm talking to you now. There'll be concerns that you might have or issues that you might be facing, which you may feel just apply to you. The comforting reality is they apply to pretty much everybody in their 30s. Women in that age group, you'll have started going to the doctors more often. And men, very common, particularly in your later 30s, to feel stuck in a rut and to fear the possibility of an extramarital affair. And statistically, in an audience this size, 13 of you will be having an affair right now. 13 of you. I don't mean right now, right this second. But although there is something going on up the top, can't quite tell what it is. But 13 of you, and these are real patterns of behavior. There are similar patterns for people in their 40s and 50s and 60s and so on throughout life. So if I were a psychic, which I am not, or if I claim to have special powers, which I really don't, I could use that kind of information to seemingly know a lot about you, or give somebody a powerful reading. So imagine you've come to see me, and I'm a stage psychic. And I say that I'm picking up some kind of psychic vibration from somebody in the audience, and I say it's a lady. And actually, could you, I promise I won't ask you up on stage, could you just put your hand up if you are a lady? Just so we can see how it works out in terms of numbers. So please do this on the balconies as well, and right up at the top of the back. Keep your hands up as long as this continues to apply to you, all right? So let's say I'm sensing it's a lady and sort of a youngish lady, sort of around 20, that kind of age. And I'm sensing your name begins with an F. It's a random letter, but it'll just help narrow you down. So keep your hands up as long as this has continued to apply to you, right? Now, in the dark, it can feel a bit special. I think he's talking to me. Whereas the reality is, do keep your hands up. If we just bring the lights up for a moment, we bring the lights up. If you look around you, you should see in the nicest way, nothing special happening at all. Just a bunch of Fs sat in the dark. Actually, could you stand up if you've got your hand up? Could you stand up? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so yeah, it's good. Right, a good number of you. Anybody on these other balconies? Yeah, hello, great. Could you stand up? We'll get a microphone to you. This is on the upper circle. The rest of you can sit down. I think I'll just talk to this lady here, but thank you so much for standing. What's your name?
Faye.
Faye, nice to meet you, Faye. If you don't mind me asking, how old are you?
20.
20. Have you got any pets?
Yeah.
What have you got? Don't say their names, just like dogs, cats, whatever they are, it's fine.
Dogs.
Dogs, what breed?
Staff.
Staffers, okay, good. You said dogs, is that 2?
Yeah.
Did you name them both yourself?
Family name.
Family name them, okay. All right, how long ago did they name them? Roughly, what are we talking about? A few years ago?
About 10, 11 years ago.
10, 11 years ago. Okay, what do your parents do for a living? Or at least what were they doing back then?
Hairdresser and electrician.
Hairdresser and electrician, okay, good. Okay, the dog's male, female, one of each?
Female.
Okay, both female?
Yeah.
All right. Now listen, you're going to tell me the name of one of the dogs, and I'm going to work out what they would have called the other dog, all right? So if you think of both of the names, if you think one of them is maybe a little more obvious than the other one, then give me that one so I can work out the more unusual one, all right? So take your time, but just give me the name of one of the dogs.
Ebby.
Ebby?
Yeah.
E-B-B-Y?
E-B-B-I.
A-E-B-B-I. Maybe short for ebony? Is it a black dog? Okay, all right, good. So this will be the name of the other one. All right, and it's a female?
Yeah.
Okay, and they name both of them together. All right, just imagine you are calling this dog to you. Imagine you're calling the dog to you. All right, now as you do that, Just keep repeating the name in your mind again and again. Now, the lips remain sort of quite relaxed, importantly, so we know there's no sort of plosive sounds or like P's or B's or anything that would bring the lips together. So keep repeating the names. No, it's also at the front of the mouth, so you've got like an N or a T, maybe, and I think we're starting with a S sound or a Z. Oh, there you go, careful. You don't need to say yes, that's okay. I'll work it out. I appreciate the help, just takes the challenge out of it somewhat. Oh, there you go, back up there again. So just keep repeating the name, just shout the name, nothing out loud, but in your mind, just shout the name like you're screaming to this dog to come to you, all right? Louder and louder until you are... Oh, no, they call it Xena. Xena with an X, like the princess...
Yeah.
Well, yeah, thank you very much indeed. Great, take a seat. Well done, thank you. So...